Testing, testing. Okay. Ready? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing tonight? As you can see, Ben has been spoiled for choice tonight and couldn't decide between the two of us. So we've been handed the difficult task of merging two speeches into one.
Trusting that this would be the best way to keep your attention for the next 1 hour and 45 minutes.
So fill up your glasses, everyone. Everyone's played their part in making this the perfect day for both Carly and Ben. And now here's our chance to lower the tone ever so slightly.
We must be honest, the last time either of us delivered a speech was when we turned 13, so please forgive us for being slightly nervous.
Yeah, we do have a few people to thank tonight, but one very special man indeed we have to thank, who is with us in spirit, is Mr. Jack Daniels, who's going to provide us with some much needed Dutch courage. Waiter!
This is going to be Try and end this standing up.
Cheers.
Oh, that's deadly. Anything's meant to happen when alcohol's involved.
There comes a time in everyone's life when they meet their one true love, their soulmate, the person that is going to know and love them for the rest of their life. That moment came for Ben 24 years ago when he met me. I'm Adam, the younger, smarter, better looking version of Ben. Thank you. To be asked to be one of his best men is a true honour for me. But it's also very honourable of him, because after all these years, Ben has finally admitted that I really am the best man of the family.
And I'm Anthony. It is a privilege and honour to be standing here this evening, although, seeing as though I am Ben's only friend, I wouldn't have expected. Ben actually asked me to be his best man on New Year's Eve. The next day, he sobered up and realised he'd made a terrible mistake. Unfortunately, by then, it was far too late.
Ben, we really do hope you appreciate how much time and effort has gone into writing this speech for you.
You're right, Ad. I mean, we were up all last night trying to get the speech started, let alone finished for today.
We also spent a hell of a lot of time planning the ultimate stag for the groom in the lovely city of Bristol.
Realising instead, Ben would actually have preferred a weekend full of pampering, spas, fake tanning, and cupcakes.
Basically, Carly's head, really, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Exactly. Obviously, we're very reluctant to share too many details about his messy weekend away, but what we can say is that it was a great laugh, and Ben certainly had a great time. Isn't that right, boys? I must admit, he got off pretty lightly, because knowing my track record, he should have ended up in hospital.
To be fair, he got away with a lot of dares and forfeits. I mean, at the end of the night, he only had one girl's bra. Oh, that reminds us, Ben, you still asked £40 each for those two last lap dances you had at the end of the night?
Yeah, those two lady boys spoke really highly of him, didn't they?
Being naturally lazy, I thought I'd turn to the internet for some help and some material for today's speech, and I found quite a lot of material that would actually have helped me. Even back in primary school, Ben was a very clever kid who was always popular with the girls. This was quite clicking as I first thought.
Being Ben's younger brother wasn't easy. With only 21 months difference between us, you'd think we'd get along like a house on fire. We did occasionally, but majority of the time, we didn't. Sharing a room for 15 years, 15 bloody long years, often caused absolute havoc in the Rosenthal household.
As most of you are aware, Ben absolutely loves his takeaways. If he'd had it his way, this evening's dinner would consist of a large doner kebab, huge amount of chips, a Papa John's, and that would just be for the starters. This brings me back to a funny story back at school, when innocent smoothies were first created. Back then, Ben thought that the innocent smoothies would make him thin and magically lose weight. In fact, after school, he would go to the takeaway shop, have McDonald's, have all other fatty meals, and he would say, "Don't worry guys, it's okay, I have innocent smoothies in my bag, so it counteracts." I don't think it's working, Ben.
Football. Ben absolutely loves football. Carly, you're very lucky. You can have Saturdays, Saturday nights, Sundays, and Monday nights all to yourself with the girls.
It's rare Ben goes more than 2 minutes without mentioning Gareth Bale. In fact, I'm quite surprised it's Carly sitting here next to Ben this evening, and not the great man himself. Ben also loves playing football, on his PS4 that is. He used to host a weekly Thursday night tournament, which he nicknamed FIFA. This is because we used to play FIFA and have a kebab. No FIFA tournament would be complete without a kebab.
Into our late teens, we finally had our own rooms. Fortunately for Ben, this meant no more fights. But since then, we may not have been so close, both taking very different paths. I spent 6 months in Israel, went to university, whilst Ben went straight into work and is now the boss of his own company. Isn't that right, Dad? We still do share a number of passions, mainly football-oriented, of course. Our beloved Tottenham is one of the few things we share in common, and we always go to games together. When we go to watch Spurs play Arsenal, Ben's always up for a ruck with the Gooners. But one quick sight of them, and he's telling me to walk on the other side of the road. Quick up, quick up, quick up, quick up!
When Ben isn't watching football, or in particular Spurs, he tweets about it. He currently has a small army of fellow Spurs fans following him on Twitter. If you're ever missing a game, just log on to Twitter, go onto Ben's feed, and he provides live, up-to-the-minute commentary. In fact, I don't understand how you're watching the games when everybody's tweeting them. And people also seem to like Ben winding me up. Actually, Ben, I'm quite shocked you haven't updated your Twitter this afternoon, not even #JustMarried.
When I started secondary school, I thought I was so cool having an older brother already there, who could look out for me and my friends if and when we needed it. But those thoughts were very quickly forgotten about in one morning. We travelled together on the train every day, and I remember it very clearly, being so shy and so nervous, waiting for the train to arrive. Ben suddenly started to worry, no change there then, because our train was delayed. 2 minutes passed, 5 minutes passed, 10 minutes passed, nothing. All of a sudden, I hear a crying voice behind me. "Mum, Mum, Mum, the train hasn't come, I don't know what to do." I looked around and could see everyone laughing at us, and I'm just there, standing, shaking my head in embarrassment. My brother, the one who was meant to look out for me, my new school, cried because the train was late.
Ben and I have had a couple of great holidays together. Our first lads holiday was back in 2006 when we went to Marbella. On this 2-week break, I had to share a bed with Ben. So Carly, I know exactly what you're going through. Each morning I would find Ben with all of the bed sheets wrapped up like a Greek goddess. A few years later, we went to Malia. Quite frankly, I'm surprised Ben survived. It was extremely messy and anything but luxurious. That week, Ben had so many birds, it was unbelievable. Of course, by birds, I'm talking about the KFC at the end of the night.
Ben met Carly whilst I was away on my gap year, and I remember coming home to Ben being all loved up with some girl he met on some night out. My first thought was, Ben? And a girl? Nah, no way. But fair play to him for sticking with it, even though he did cry himself to sleep every single night singing Carly's name while she was away travelling. Isn't that right, Ben? Huh? Carly, I have to admit, I can't remember exactly when it was I first met you, but I'm confident that you can recall such a memorable moment when meeting me. Ben is a very lucky boy to have met such a sweet, kind-hearted, hard-working and attractive young lady who can also talk for England and is very, very amusing.
Another fond memory I have of Ben was back in JFS when he started selling illegal CDs in the school playground, the X-rated content of which was downloaded from his father's PC. It was around this time also, Ben, he became rather popular in the playground. I wonder why. Since then, we have shared many memorable moments together, and I trust that this will continue.
Both Ben and I are surprisingly very different. Firstly, we both think we look nothing alike, whereas I'm sure all of you think we all look exactly the same. I love to rough it up and travel, whilst Ben loves a 5-star hotel and only a 5-star hotel. Designer labels for him, plain tees for me. Personalised number plate, definitely not for me. Manicures once a week, I bite my nails. Fake tan, real tan. But Ben, I am proud to call you my brother. My brother who used to point and say, whenever he wanted something. Come to think of that, he still does that, doesn't he, Carly? He used to suck his thumb, who would walk off in a strop when we played football and my team won, which was every time. Record himself on his webcam, miming to Disney songs, playing in the background. The girls did love that though, didn't they?
Ben, apparently this is the happiest day of your life, and so it should be. You've just married a beautiful bride, who I also know is a great cook. In fact, from what I've witnessed, you already have her trained to iron your shirts, clean the house, and probably wipe your backside. It's a shame, Carly, you haven't got a sister for me. Sherry, Douglas?
Go on. I know you both cannot wait for your upcoming honeymoon holiday together. It's going to be nice to sit back, relax, and not think about the stresses of work.
Basically, a normal day for Ben.
Exactly. We've had a great time so far today, and it's only going to get better. Wasn't the wedding ceremony absolutely lovely?
I know, I'm sure we were all thinking exactly the same thing. How the bloody hell did he manage to get her?
We'd also like to say how nice most of you are looking tonight. It's good to know that some of you made an effort. The bride, however, is looking absolutely stunning, and the groom's pampering sessions are definitely paying off. Big thanks must go to Carly as well for choosing such good-looking bridesmaids.
I'm sure you will all agree that this wedding has been organised magnificently well. The place looks incredible, and the two sets of parents have done an amazing job. I bet the upcoming wedding pictures will have better coverage than the upcoming arrival of the royal baby. Ben, you have been a great friend to me over the years, and I sincerely hope that you have a long and happy marriage. As a Spurs fan, you deserve a lot of luck, and I think you've got that tonight, marrying Carly.
And to me, Ben, you're a great big brother, and definitely someone I look up to, even though we might be exactly the same height. Seeing you there now, a married man, makes me very proud, and the number of please God by yous I've had already is putting a lot of pressure on me. Carly, I couldn't be happier that you're now part of our family. Seeing the two of you together just looks complete.
Finally, we would like to wish these two very special lovebirds, Ben and Carly, a future filled with love, happiness, and all that is best in life.
So family and friends, please raise your glasses to Mr. and Mrs. Rosenthal.